Welcome to Secular Soup. Stay tuned for real talk about atheism, feminism, politics, parenting, and whatever the fuck else Amy and Amy want to talk about, because this is their show. And get ready for a whole lot of motherfucking profanity.
You want to hear a secret?
I won't tell anybody. Go ahead. If I sit next to you, I'm going to get gonorrhea. It's going to jump into me. Just two ladies hanging out.
Is it okay for me to make fun of his neck waddle if I make fun of my own neck waddle?
I'm not sure.
That's a real ethical conundrum.
Would you know if you were born a lizard person, or can you be like adopted into the...
I think you know.
We're such professionals.
We really are.
Buckle up, bitches. It's time to have some soup.
I'm Amy with a Y.
And I'm Amy with an I.
And we're just two blueberries floating in a bowl of tomato soup. And I did not just say motherfucker because my thing did not record. And that's why Amy's laughing.
So hard because we started recording a second ago and hers didn't work. And she was like, motherfucker, God damn it.
Yeah.
I'm like, send this to everyone. This is how the show starts today.
Yeah, this is pretty much the show. Motherfucker.
God damn it.
Guess what I did?
Kidding me.
Right before we started, I was at Target spending way too much money.
I did not
just thought I'd
do
let you know that.
I was drinking.
Because I'm always
Does that
at
surprise
Target.
you? I was
spending-
drinking.
It's shocking. I am shocked right now. I thought you were a good Mormon girl.
Of course. I was drinking the Lord's whiskey.
Yeah.
So I went to
it's all
Total
Lord's
Wine last
whiskey.
week because I was listening to Wine and Crime, and I was looking for that first wine from the first episode because it sounded delightful.
Oh, okay.
And there was this very lovely Italian man, and he hit on me so hard. It was so much. It made my entire night. It was Friday night. It was my night without the kids, and I'm always kind of sad when I don't have the kids because I've been with them every second of their lives for their entire lives. And so I swung by. I was like, I just want to try this wine. It sounds delightful. And he grabbed my basket and he was walking me through all these things. And he was telling me, you need an Italian wine in your life. I'm like, okay. So I go over to the aisle and he's telling me about all the different processes and all the different types and all the different grapes. And it was really interesting. And he had a thick accent. And so I had to really listen to understand him. And it was, it was fun. And then he grabs this bottle of wine and he told me all about it. And I was like, yeah, that sounds good. And it was mid-level. It was like $10, $13. It was, I'm not going to spend $50 on a bottle of wine because I'm going to drink it in one sitting. Let's be real. So as I'm watching episodes or whatever. So he's sitting there and he grabs the wine and he was like, he started to hand it to me. He was like, wait, that depends. Have you been a good girl? I'm like, oh, okay. And I said, no. And he was like, well, this just got interesting. And I was like, okay. And so he handed me the wine. He's like, take a walk with me. And I was like, okay. So I just followed a stranger to the other side of the store, and there's a bar in Total Wine. Have you ever been in Total Wine?
I have never been in Total Wine. I don't even know what that is. So.
It's a big box store for liquor. And I know they have them in Minnesota because I've heard Wine and Crime, and that's where it's filmed. That's where it's recorded. Mm-hmm. But so anyway, he comes over to the bar and he starts giving me bourbon shots. Basically, long story short, I now have a new best friend.
You're such a whore, Amy.
And I bought the bourbon. She was like, my feelings won't be hurt if you don't buy it. I'm like, it's delicious. Of course I'm going to buy it. So,
well, I was at Target and not a single person hit on me. So
no one ever hits on me at Target.
No one ever hits on me anywhere. But maybe if I went to the wine shop.
Maybe. I mean, I was dressed for work, but I don't look,
Yeah. No, I had my hat on that our friend Sarah made me because
I like that hat.
At least three out of 5 days a week now, I just don't fix my hair and I wear that hat. So I've actually had to buy more purple clothing to match the hat because it's my favorite new thing because I don't have to fix my hair. And I thought I was going to get my hair cut today.
I need my hair cut so badly.
I had to put my haircut appointment off for 2 weeks because I had to take my fucking kids to the water park 2 weeks ago. So I had to cancel my appointment. I had to reschedule.
And you're going back to the water park because you liked it so much.
And we're going to I'm so excited. But I thought my haircut was today and it turns out it's fucking tomorrow. And I wanted to cry because I just really need to get my eyebrows waxed and they're driving me nuts.
I have to wear gray. I have to for work. I wear gray. And black. I wear a lot of gray and black. And so basically that's all I wear is gray and black.
Yeah, me too. But mine's by choice. I wear a lot of gray and black. But purple goes with gray and black, so it works out good.
It does. Purple goes with gray and black.
So I did have a topic idea, if you want to talk about a topic.
I do, actually. I just wanted to tell you.
Or we could just keep talking about hats and wine. And
I just thought that was really fun that I went into the store and I was like, I just am asking about this one bottle of wine. He was like, hey there, lady.
He's Italian. That's awesome.
He was a good 20 years older than me. Yeah, but it made my whole night because I came home and I still haven't opened it because he told me that particular bottle of wine has to be enjoyed by using the aerator. And then if I don't finish it in one sitting, which, challenge accepted, but you have to like pump the air out in between. And so I bought some fancy things on Amazon and they just came today. And I don't want to have it on like a Wednesday night.
Hassle.
Well, I have to work tomorrow. I had my car's in the shop now because my life fucking sucks. But I'm going to put
my car was in the shop yesterday. $700.
Woohoo. I don't know how much mine's going to cost. I had a blowout on the way into work today and I pulled off. I had to get off the freeway. It was on the freeway. I had to pull off the freeway and I just pulled into this Texaco parking lot. That's a gas station. I don't know if they have those in.
I have heard of Texaco. We actually don't have them here, but I have heard of them.
Oh, okay.
So. Quit being snarky.
Such a bitch. I'm sorry. That's condescending is when you talk down to people.
Yeah, I was literally just thinking that in my head.
You were? I was too.
Have you heard of condescending? That's when you talk down to people.
Condescension? Have you heard of that word? Well, no, I just pulled into like the closest thing and then I just sat there and I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? Like I was already 10 minutes late for work because I was already late for work. And then I'm just sitting in the parking lot. And so I sent a text and they were like, well, come get you. I'm like, okay. So now I'm at work. My car's still in the Texaco parking lot. Like what? I worked my entire shift and then someone drove me on their lunch break back to my car and then I just sat there. And you
just sit there until you starve to death. That's what I would have done.
Well, I called like all the roadside assistant things that I thought I had and one had expired. And then I called another one and they were like, yeah, we'll get you at the earliest it's 90 minutes. And I'm like, oh. So my daughter's uber religious friend's mom was texting me, are we still on for a play date? Can we still come over? And I was like, you know what? I'm here. This is what's going on. And she was like, let me rescue you. I'm like, I'm not going to say no to that. Yeah. So she came and got me. And the tow truck guy just called me like less than an hour ago. So it was not 90 minutes. It was like 2.5 hours. I would have just been sitting in my car that's almost out of gas. So
yeah, I was driving down the highway and everything was fine. And then all of a sudden I noticed that my radio just shut off, but the car was still going. But I'm like, that's weird. Why would the radio? So I tried turning it back on and nothing happened. Then I noticed that all my dash lights were out.
Oh, I've had that happen before. Okay, it's freaky.
But like the car's still running fine.
Right.
And we were pretty
like a fuse or something.
Yeah, I was on the way home from therapy with my son. So I had my older son in the car and he's the one that he will, especially in any sort of traffic situation, he will freak the fuck out. Like if something goes wrong, and
you stay calm.
So I'm like trying to, we get to our
Don't
road.
Look up here.
Yeah, then it started chugging a little bit, but it was still running.
Yeah.
And we finally got to at least our road and it just died. And I had to pull it over. And we were close enough to home that my husband could come pick us up and, jump start it. But it turned out to be the alternator and cost me $700 to fix. But my son did not freak out. He was very calm about it. And it was snowing yesterday. Because fucking of course it was. And he was like walking down the side of the road in the snow, just like, I want to walk, and didn't freak out at all.
I had to crack my windows because it was getting hot in my car.
Oh my God. Yeah, no. It was freezing and snowing.
It was like
here,
71. Actually, it was delightful today. It had one of those nice cool breezes. It was really nice and everything's blooming and it's been raining, so everything's blooming and green and pretty.
It's cold and muddy here. Everything's mud. It's the time of year when the snow melts and just turns into mud. It's really gross and I hate it.
Well, we're at that time of year where it's nice right now, but in about 2 weeks it's going to be humid. And it's going to stay humid until October.
Yeah, so I could use some humidity in my life.
Oh, no.
Dry skin.
I hate humidity. I hate it. It's when in the middle of the summer, you walk outside and you literally feel like you're drowning. It's so humid. It's like just when you take a deep breath, it's just like, it's plus it's 120. So it's, 87% humidity and it's 120 outside. And you feel like it's swampy, hot air, and you just go back inside. Like, I don't have any friends outdoors from about end of April until October. I just don't meet people outside. I just I'm an indoor cat, basically.
See, that's me from like
of the year.
October until April.
So all of your
Just all
bitching that you've
winter.
done all winter, that's what I'm
Yep.
going to be doing in the other part of the year.
Well, good. We can do tradesies.
Because I'm
It can
going
be your turn to bitch.
I'm going to be like, I got a sunburn walking to my car. Because I'm a redhead and I will get a sunburn just walking to my car.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
this is
topic?
Easter weekend. Yeah. Oh,
It
go ahead.
is. Yeah. Easter was not my topic that I was going to talk about.
The Lord's
but
weekend. No, go ahead. I'll
that's
talk
what I
about
was
the
doing
Lord
at
later.
Target was buying Easter shit for the
I
kids.
have no
'cause
Easter shit, and I have the kids this weekend. I get to spend Easter with my soon-to-be ex-in-laws.
Ooh, that's not going to be awkward at all.
They made sure that I knew I was more than welcome to be invited, as long as I'm not uncomfortable. So it's couched in guilt already. Like, it's already it's already like pre-wrapped in guilt and hand delivered to me. So
I mean, how could that be uncomfortable? I don't understand why. God.
they're like, hey, we've been talking about you for 9 months, but it's totes
But come
cool.
over. It'll be great.
Like,
It'll be
come over
fun.
to our house. Come into the den. It's okay. Like, the lion's teeth have all been capped. It's okay. It's good. It's good.
Should be a good time.
Oh my God.
So,
Plus
okay.
Jesus
So my
and
topic
bunnies.
idea.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
We'll get to it at the half-hour mark. It'll be fine.
Wait,
Not like we're going to talk about it the whole episode anyway.
we're not going to talk about anything.
I know. But we can attempt. We can put forth the effort, because that's what you get here at Secular Soup is the effort and the work.
Right.
And,
the hard work
yeah.
and labor.
The hard work.
we give
we've
birth
been meeting
to each
all day.
show.
Yeah, it's like a creative endeavor
It
that
is.
we spend all week preparing for.
We have.
And yeah.
I've done nothing
So
else today except focus on this show.
I wanted to talk a little bit about online communities and like social media
yes.
and if we think they're good or bad. Because with this whole Facebook Cambridge Analytica thing coming up and more people deleting their Facebook accounts. And I'm
just not on
of the
it.
opinion. See, Facebook is my social media of choice just because Twitter I can't stand.
I don't
because
do Twitter.
Cannot, I can't.
It's too much.
It's too. I can't say anything in that few characters for starters. And there's too much stuff scrolling past me. I need time to read my
Right.
posts and I need to be able to write out a lengthy response. But I have found, we found each other through Facebook and
Did
through an
we?
online community.
Oh, because I was
We did.
catfishing. I was catfishing you.
You were catfishing me, yeah.
Right. I
So
remember the story.
online communities are great for catfishing.
They are.
that's-
Well,
yeah.
honestly, let me just honestly and truthfully,
Mhm.
all of my best friends to date, I've met online.
Really?
Oh, yes. I have very few friends that I've met in person in my real life at this point because I was Mormon for so long and my community was so religious and so Mormon. When I left the church, the only thing I had to do was reach out to online communities. So I reached out to local atheist groups, local humanist groups, just the local liberal women groups and things like that. And I found my little core group of people. And that's where all of them came from.
Yeah, and I have, a few of the friends that I've had like since childhood that
Well,
were just
yes,
still
yeah.
friends. But beyond that, I have made so many online
That's
and
where
in
my
real
closer
life
friends are.
that because you find the people that have the most in common with you.
Right.
You know?
And they're real life people. Like I was over at one of my best friend's house last night. You know, we hung out for a little while. We chatted, we caught up, and then I came home but I met her through the local humanist group about 3.5 years ago. And now I don't see her as often as I'd like to because we both work crazy hours, but she's one of my best
I think
friends.
the other nice things is, for all the horrible relatives you find on Facebook, I actually have some relatives I like and enjoy,
Me too.
and I
I
would
found out
never
I have-
keep up with them unless I was on Facebook.
Me too. Yeah, I have some. I actually, out of my massive Mormon family, I actually have some liberal cousins. I have some friends that I was in youth programs when in the Mormon Church that are now have now left the church, and so we've found each other like years later when we're no longer in the young women program. We've now left the church together. And so we message each other. We're like, hey, you too. We kind of compare notes. And because the question you ask is, what made your shelf break? Because I think I talked about my shelf breaking on this show. So that's the question is, what was your tipping point? What was your, what was the last straw? And so we kind of compare notes and talk about stories. And so it's interesting.
I mean, I've got some really cool, I've got some terrible relatives, but I have a great big redneck family.
It's called unfollow.
Exactly. And I've got some relatives that I just would never have kept up with or seen on a regular basis.
How could you?
And because they don't live in the town I'm in and we just don't have time. But now I get to see
mine all live in Utah or
keep up with
California,
them.
and there's just no way. There's just no way to stay in touch with everybody.
I've got, my dad's got 8 siblings.
Yeah, my mom's one of 9. I get it.
Yeah, it's funny because I have all these uncles that, my dad's not on Facebook and they're not all on Facebook, but I've got 2 uncles, 2 or 3 that are really active on Facebook. And one of them is just every stereotype of a conservative that you can conjure up.
My aunt is that too.
Like just every awful, horrible thing that can possibly be shared on Facebook is him. And then I've got another uncle who's like a legit genius and is just intelligent and smart and runs a robot club. And when they get on Facebook and argue with each other, it is delightful to watch. Like the one will just throw out Fox News talking points that are badly spelled and you can't even read them. And then the other one just writes back. He'll like mock him, but the other guy doesn't realize he's being mocked because my other uncle does it so well.
Right. I have a linguistics professor cousin who does that to my other cousins who are not linguistic professors. And it's delightful. It's very
just
fun.
So entertaining. It's like how I look at it and I go, how did you come from the same set of parents?
It's one of those things. Look at my sister and I. I mean, come on. I just say that because she listens to the show.
Yeah. Well, actually, my brother and I
there's no point. There's actually no point I'm trying to make there. I'm just trying to make her mad because then I'll get a phone call.
My brother and I are basically the same person, but he doesn't listen to this show, so he can fuck right off. So.
My brother and I are basically the same person, only he's an attorney and kind of terrifying. And I always used to tell him that I used my powers for good and not evil.
Yeah.
But when it came right down to it, he's like shopping around for a building and thinking about buying a new car. And I'm just trying to keep my water on. So I'm like, maybe I should have used my powers for evil also.
My brother is a total introvert and I'm a total extrovert. But aside from that, we're basically the same person.
My brother's way more extroverted than I am. I'm actually an introvert.
No.
You wouldn't know that from the show. But I actually do not talk to people out in my real life. Like when I go to Target, which I do very rarely because it's outside and it's people, I wear headphones even if I'm not listening to anything so people don't talk to me. Because apparently I have a face that makes everybody want to tell me their secrets.
Yeah.
Or hit on
you're
me.
Adorable.
Apparently I'm adorable.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, or hit on me. But I wear headphones pretty much all the time when I'm out in public, even if I'm not actually listening to anything, because I don't want anyone to talk to me. I just want that barrier between me and humans. And no one listens to it. They don't pay attention to it. But
I have really good tunnel vision, so I don't even have to wear the headphones. I just literally don't even see, because this is the size town where you run into people if you go to Target or the grocery. Not every time, but a lot of times you either run into someone you know or someone you recognize.
I think we've talked about our town sizes. They're pretty close.
Yeah, I just have such good tunnel vision that I don't see people, and they see me, so then they'll flag me down, but... And if it's someone I don't like, I just hit a different aisle and pretend I didn't see them. And
I'm very observant because I never know who's going to attack me like a ninja.
Yeah, I could be mugged any second because I am not paying attention. So I
remember what people wore the last time I saw them. I have that crazy. Wow. I have one of those crazy. What is it called? eidetic memory or whatever.
Photographic memory.
No, it's not.
I don't think you have that.
Okay, but it's not photographic really. It's called eidetic or ideatic or not idiotic. Something along those lines though.
Probably idiotic. That sounds right.
Whatever. It's eidetic memory or something. But you have to like click it on. Like I just don't go around remembering everything like, oh, that tree was brown. Oh, the you know, it's something I have to kind of concentrate on. But if I meet someone and that's like an initial meeting, the next time I meet them, I sometimes don't recognize them because they've changed shirts. And I'm like, oh, I remember you. You were wearing a purple shirt and black pants and red flats. And they're like, what the fuck is wrong with this chick? I don't know what's wrong with me. But that, like, it's imprinted in my brain. And if someone changes their hair, I don't recognize them as much.
See, I have the problem
it's probably along with my ADHD brain.
Yeah.
It's probably somewhere along those same lines. But
a lot of people in town recognize me, but I don't recognize them. And I've had so many, just because
recognizes
like
me.
I'm kind of, I wouldn't say I'm super public, but I own a business and I'm an activist and people
you're so popular.
I'm very popular. Everybody loves me in this town.
Of course they do. How could they not?
But people will literally walk up to me and start talking to me as if we're best friends, and I have no idea who they are. And I'll just go with it and be like, "Oh yeah, how are you doing?" And
people do that to me. They're like,
they'll
hey,
leave,
Amy.
and I'll be like, "I don't know who that was," but
they're like, "Hey,
they were
Amy,
nice
what's
to me.
going on? How have you been? How are the kids? How are you doing? Are you okay with everything's going on?"
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck is this person? I have no idea who this person is, but they're talking to me. I'm at the grocery store. I don't go in the grocery store, by the way. I park on the side of the grocery store and they put the groceries in my trunk. But when I have to go inside, like I bought the wrong kind of cat food because I bought a fucking cat because my divorcee starter kit came in the mail and it came with a bottle of wine
and
a kitten. So I'm ready to go.
Perfect.
But no, I got cat food instead of kitten food. So I'm going to have to go exchange it in the store. But someone comes up to me and they're like, "Oh, hey, what's going on?" And they're like talking to me like we've clearly had a conversation. I've told them things. Yeah. No idea who this person is.
Well, yeah. And I used to work at a really big clinic that had a lot of people and they all knew me because it was part of their job to interact with me. And I kind of knew who most of them were, but it's been a while and I haven't. So yeah, I don't talk to it's so awkward. I'm like, I don't know who you are, but okay. As long as you're not yelling at me, I guess.
Well, that's the problem is I'm friendly. So if people do talk to me, I'm not going to be an asshole. I will be friendly to them and I'll probably chit chat, tell them something. Oh, how are things going? They're all right. Things are okay. My kids are, at this school and doing great in band or whatever, whatever. That's fine. But that doesn't mean we're best friends. Like I'm not telling him my, deepest, darkest secrets and I'm not telling him anything I wouldn't, say on the podcast or whatever, like I'm not telling them anything. We're not friends.
You're not telling them like your favorite sexual positions and
that's a thinker. Let me think about that.
I mean, that's what I tell everybody when I first meet them.
Right.
Just to break the ice.
They need to know. I mean, in case we become really good friends.
Right. Then you need to know what I prefer.
I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to get back to you. Let's circle back around. That'll be question at the
end. Put a pin in that.
Yeah. That's exactly. I don't know. They're all good. All 5 things you can do in sex. There's not a lot of things you can do in sex. We've talked about this. I don't understand.
We talked about this.
There's nothing new. Like no one's inventing new things in sex. There's no new parts. Then there's nothing new happening. It's all fun and it's enjoyable, but there's nothing new happening. Like no one's like, "Oh guys, I just figured out there's a 4th hole." No. There's nothing new. Nothing new happening.
Oh, 4th hole. That's great.
I don't know.
That could be like our new catchphrasey thing. Like instead of being 4th listeners, you guys can be our 4th hole. No. And then we can have another podcast feud on our hands. No. Speaking of podcast feuds, I would like to address something that just came up. And I'm going to do it in the most tactful way possible.
Okay, then you're going to have to take it because I won't.
So we got a review on our page. I'm literally looking at Facebook right now just to see if there's another comment. But somebody gave us a 1-star review on Facebook because we rag on cognitive dissonance so much. Yeah. Because they're apparently mad because we're constantly saying bad things about cognitive dissonance. We haven't said anything about cognitive
dissonance in like 3 episodes.
Yeah. And so
but they
now
still suck, everybody, just FYI.
They're terrible. I think that goes without saying.
It does. But I still
But so
said
this
it.
person gives us a 1-star review and says now they listen to Cognitive Dissonance more and quit listening to us because of that.
Literally doesn't hurt my feelings. I listen to Cognitive Dissonance all the time.
Yeah, I
doesn't
want to
hurt.
put this out there one time and I'm never going to say it again.
Nope, she'll deny it if you ask her.
This is the first time. I may even cut this out of the episode. Who knows? We are not actually feuding with Cognitive Dissonance.
It's not a fight if you're winning.
It's a friendly feud.
We asked them permission first. We're actually friends with them.
We are friends with them. They are the ones that
no. They're friends with us.
They're friends with us.
We're not actually friends with them. We're wearing headphones in Target.
We demanded that they record the Secular Soup Creed for us, and they got Eli to do it. Like
that's how it
this
happened.
is a friendly feud. This
is the nicest feud ever. We're not actually fighting with anybody.
We're not actually fighting with them. It's a fun thing to do on a podcast.
It would be punching down because we're so much better than them.
It's exactly. And come on. Really? There's endless funny, horrible things to say about Cognitive Dissonance, and that's why we do it. Not because, we are horrible people. That's part of it.
We've already talked about this.
But if you're going to quit listening because of our Cogdis feud, I don't know what to tell you, because I really don't think we're hurting their feelings that much. So
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm not.
If they want to record an entire episode complaining about it, I think that'd be great. I think
would
they
be
should
amazing.
do a full episode that's just complaining
Put
about
a link
us,
to the show
complaining
in
about them.
the show notes.
Yes.
Do it, please.
Link to
Have
our
us on
Facebook
to defend
page.
ourselves. Oh my God, yes, please.
We'll go on and fight with you. I mean, this is an open call.
We'll
Cogdis.
go on to make them cry. We're not going to. It's not going to be a fair fight.
Well, no, because we have the superior intellect and wit. So I'm just saying.
Come on, we both have teenagers. What can they possibly say or do to us that will hurt our feelings?
I have an 8-year-old with ADHD who started crying because I wouldn't stir his cup of lemonade before he started recording.
She kicked me in the face because I wouldn't give her juice. Come on.
Yeah, nothing scares me.
Bring it. Yeah, no,
I don't know
nothing.
what to tell you.
I get
people are ridiculous.
I get yelled at by customers all day. They have discovered at my job too that I'm very mild mannered. I have a very even keel temperament, which I actually really do.
I find that hard to believe.
Everybody,
I'll believe it when I see it.
Do you find that hard to believe? You fucking bitch. No, so all of the clients that are like, she yelled at me, or she owes this, or they did this, or whatever. They're like, hey, Amy, call this number and say this. And I do. And then I set another appointment for them to come back in or whatever. And they're like, okay, how did you do that? I'm like, well, I made them laugh, or I said something, or I diffused the situation.
I was nice.
Well, I've found if you make someone laugh, they're yours forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's always been my key is I kind of go in, I'm terribly sorry about the situation, whatever, this, whatever, some kind of joke about relevancy to it, whatever. And then they're chuckling, I'm chuckling. It's kind of uncomfortable. And then I'm like, so when would you like to pay that $75 that you owe? And they're like, oh, I have my card right here, and it's done. It's done. So they've learned this, which, it's a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah.
So now I have these sticky notes all over my desk when I come into work. They're like, hey, call these people.
See, I have the opposite problem where I can't
send them to me.
I do that, but I cannot handle confrontation, especially on the phone. And so if I have to call and cancel if I have a subscription and I have to cancel it and I have to call someone to do it, I will make my employee do it, because
I will do it for you.
He doesn't put up with shit. He'll just get on the phone with them and be like, you need to I'll just tell them, pretend you're my husband, because my husband's a lot like me. He'll just get talked right back into whatever it is. And tell him you're my husband and just that we need to cancel this. And when they try to offer you a free month, or just tell him no, and he'll do it and he'll be fine. I can't do it. I get talked into everything.
I have no problem doing it. When I was a kid,
I'm awful.
Even growing up, my parents, there'd be a sales guy at the door, some door-to-door salesman, because they used to do that kind of stuff back in the day. But there would be someone at the door, and my dad would get suckered in, and my mom would come and try to be like the strong arm one, and she would start to get suckered in. And so then I would be like, step aside. And so everybody would move, they'd go away, and I would actually do it, and the person would leave and they would be fine. And so it was, they always just kind of let me, that was just my thing was to.
You've got to answer the door now.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I have bought so many things that I regret because somebody walked in and I felt bad and they talked me into it. And I was just like, this guy's just trying to make a living. I'm just going to give him my money because I know I don't need this thing he's selling me, but he's trying so hard and I feel bad and I don't want to say no. Yeah, I've made a lot of bad decisions.
Easy. No, thank you. It's super
show
easy.
Up at my door and you can sell me anything except for being a Jehovah's Witness. No. I just tell them I'm an atheist and then they go away.
Yeah, I got but you look so Christian. They were on my campus once on one of my campuses, and they were like, but you look so Christian. I'm like, what does that even mean? And she couldn't explain it. And
well, you don't have horns.
Well, and I was asking her to explain. I'm like, what does that even mean? Please explain that to me. And she was like, I don't really know. There's just something about you. You like, you glow or whatever. You just look so Christian. And I was like, I've been an atheist for, at that point it was like 4 years or 3 years or something. And she's like, but you look so Christian. And I was like, I'm going to assume you mean white. And she was like, and I just walked away and she was like, no, ma'am, I didn't. And I went to class and I was like, that was fun. That was real fun.
See, I cannot do that. I'm all talk.
I'm
like
all about
online,
drop the bomb and walk out of the room. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, like online, I can hold my own and just be a bitch and like.
I see, and I can't do it online because then it's in writing. I can't put anything in writing.
I'll put everything in writing, but I cannot do it in person. So
no, I can't put things in writing because it's permanent. But you can say whatever you want and then back out of the room. I didn't say that. That never happened.
Unless everybody's secretly recording you at all times.
Good. I should be recorded at all times.
You really should.
All the time.
You say a lot of funny things and you have all these little wisdom gems that people should learn from. So hopefully the NSA is just recording you at all times.
They should
at this
be.
point. Yeah. They really should. They could learn
I'm going to blow my nose in like 20 minutes from tonight or after we finish recording. So that's going to be like golden, like comedy gold.
It's going to be perfect.
Yeah, and I'm probably going to make another drink and watch episodes because I like Matt LeBlanc.
I need to get back on episodes. I did the same thing where I saw it when it first came out and then watched it for a few seasons, and then I forgot about it and didn't watch the end.
It's still fun. It's back. It's still great. I'm enjoying it.
It's a funny show.
It is. It's a good one.
I've been watching a lot of drama lately.
So. I haven't been watching. The only thing I've been watching is episodes, and I haven't had a whole lot of time for it because my life is a train wreck. ATM. It's not really a train wreck. I guess a train wreck is unexpected. It's a controlled burning fire. Like on a farm where you just kind of take all your shit out into one place and you just set it on fire, but then you have to control the burn for a while. That's what it is.
Like a dumpster fire.
Well, those are kind of unexpected too, aren't they?
I suppose, yeah.
This isn't unexpected. Like I knew I'm the one that dragged everything out there and I threw the match, but now I have to
now you have to deal with it. Yeah. That sucks.
Did you ever watch The Good Place? Okay, because
I didn't watch all of it. I watched like
I was going to say your Hulu account would disagree with you.
Yeah. Why? Is somebody using my Hulu account? I don't know what you're talking about.
I just put it into my phone in case I ever have a chance, but by the time I get to bed, I just crash. But no. There's this one part, the guy that plays the monk guy, Jason. He says that his problem solving for everything is a Molotov cocktail. And they were like, what are you talking about? That's so stupid. That doesn't make any sense. He was like, if I'm thinking about a problem or if I'm faced with a problem, I just Molotov cocktail and I throw it. Boom, new problem. Like that's basically my life is boom.
Good, new problem.
Not thinking about the first one anymore. Now I'm just trying to put out the fire.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh man, life.
So
why did it have to be life?
Online interactions. I think Facebook groups are good. That's where I've met the people that are the most important in my life.
Yeah.
Besides the ones I birthed, obviously.
Yeah.
But all of my best friends, anyone that's like has a really important place in my life are all people I met on Facebook groups, but they're also kind of shit shows. Like the local moms group
Oh, God.
is the worst place ever.
I don't think I could handle being in a local moms group. No thanks.
I'm tangentially in one. I'm not active in it, and but I'm not active in anything. But yeah, that's.
Well, and I think that's part of that is you have to kind of curate your online space for yourself. Like, I'm selective about which groups I want to be in, and
Makes perfect
I'm
sense.
not going to join just any old group. I'm in one parenting group, and it's amazing, and it's the only one I like, and every other parenting
I'm
group
in
is
that
terrible.
group too.
Yes, you are. Although I am in a parenting group for parents with kids with anxiety, but I don't follow it because
Yeah.
it's nonsense half the time. I mainly just stay in there for when I have questions about things or like, hey, has anybody else experienced this? And
Yeah,
but like
I was
with
in a
any of those
gifted group
online
once,
groups,
like
Yeah,
a gifted kids group or something.
Yeah.
But then they started talking about indigo children.
yeah.
I was
And that's
like,
the problem. Any
are
of those
you
groups, you're
freaking
going to
kidding
end up
me?
with woo and prayer and thoughts
Yeah.
and prayers. And have you tried vegetable oil? And just like,
of course, I've tried
thanks.
vegetable oil. I spray my pans with it all the time.
vegetable oil is great for everything.
I heard apple cider vinegar cures everything.
It does.
I'm pretty sure if you mix that with coconut oil, you're never going to get anything.
Yeah, but then you
Have
have to
you
put
tried that
Plexus.
for your Crohn's disease?
No, I haven't.
You should probably
Yeah,
mix
so-
coconut. Oh my gosh, that would be the worst night ever. Mix coconut oil and apple cider vinegar, and then report back to me in 3 days when you feel better.
Yeah. So I have a new Facebook friend who
Ooh.
I met. I use the term loosely. A new Facebook acquaintance who I met. She came into my shop and bought some things and seems really cool. And we friended on Facebook but she sent me a private message asking if I have ever tried Plexus for my Crohn's disease because she sees me posting about my Crohn's disease. And I had to find a
dear.
really graceful way to back out of that. Like,
How do you say back the fuck off?
like, I really don't want your Plexus. I think I was very nice about it. Just
You
explain
were.
that I have
it's complicated.
I have
I've
a
had
complicated
surgeries.
case. I'm doing really well on the meds I'm on. I don't want to mess
Yeah.
with that. Thank
But
you
you
for
kind
thinking
of left
me.
it open to other Crohn's disease might be cured with Plexus.
Oh, shit. Well, that's somebody else's problem. I don't know.
That's other.
That's
Amy
other
with a
people with
Y's
Crohn's
first
disease's problem. I don't.
I assume everybody with Crohn's disease is Amy with a Y.
Yeah. Well, they're all the same and they all have the same symptoms and they're all
Exactly.
cured by the exact same thing. So
Good,
that's the cool thing about Crohn's disease. What works
Good.
for one person works for everybody.
That's usually most diseases. It's like,
Yeah.
take this pill, works for everybody.
Yep,
There's no
works.
biochemistry differences or, any of that nonsense.
Especially with nasty gastrointestinal illnesses that,
No.
really affect your gut. And
And there's no
yeah,
genetic components or,
No.
no.
nothing like that.
Okay, good.
Just
I didn't think
vegetable
so.
oil.
Yeah, and coconut oil.
And aloe vera juice. Mix that with
Ooh.
some aloe vera juice.
Gross.
Yeah, my husband found this replica Sears Roebuck catalog at work.
Mm-hmm.
That it's like an old Sears Roebuck, but they reprinted
Those were
it
the
in the
best
70s or
ones
something.
ever.
It's so fun to read through, but it's like from the 18th or the 19th century.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking through all the ads and like everything is made out of cocaine. Like they've just got these cure-alls
Dude,
that are,
what the
you know,
fuck, FDA? Why don't we have that still?
it's so awesome. And there's things that are like,
I am not opposed to everything being made out of cocaine.
right? And the way they
Not opposed to
advertise
that.
it is like, this one is for female troubles and it's got
good.
cocaine. And I'm like, yeah, the
You know
female
what?
troubles they're talking about are their fucking husbands that they can't deal with. So they need cocaine to deal with that shit.
You know what?
yeah.
No more cramps. Or,
Nope.
you don't worry about your cramps anymore. Cramps
Yep.
gone.
Yeah.
What cramps?
It's either that or they're just straight up alcohol. So that's
Also
fun
not
too.
a problem. Not opposed
Yeah.
to this.
Yeah, they're great
I see
ads.
I see no problem with this.
Me neither. I think we need to make coca leaves great again, is what I think.
Hashtag.
We need to
Make
bring
coca
them
great.
back, put them in everything. I would feel better, I think.
I think
I'm
I
sure
would
you
too.
would, It's probably what my kid needs for his ADHD. So
Most likely.
a little bit of cocaine. Speaking of which, we did decide to try medication for him.
Oh, good.
We're not going to try. I got the prescription from the doctor. We're not going to try it until this weekend because we thought it's probably not a terrible idea to try it when he's not at school and make sure he doesn't, have a seizure or something terrible. So, yeah. Now I'm just like, I know nothing about ADHD meds other than what I've read up on. So I don't, like, do you give it to the kid and he just starts reading? How am I going to, like, is he just going to sit down and do a science experiment and then I'm going to know it works?
I think it just kind of takes the edge off.
Is he not going to be batshit crazy for a few hours?
That's probably what it is. Yes.
Because that would be awesome, frankly.
Like, I'm actually thinking about it because I'm really tired of getting kicked in the face when I just say you can't have juice right now.
That's not fun.
But the problem is she's doing great at school, but it's all bottled up at school. And then it comes home and just, total dragon person. I mean, do I want to give medication just to...
Yeah.
Just for my own selfish reasons. But it's not really selfish because everybody in the house is getting hurt.
Yeah. And it can't be fun to be that, like, angry or...
Well, and I ask, I'm like, what is going on? What's happening with you? And she's like, I can't control my anger. I can't control it. I don't know what's going on. So I think maybe
that's not good.
No, that's why we go to therapy once a week.
Well, and ours, he's always loved going to school, just loved it, has nothing, looks forward to it. In the past few weeks, he's been talking about how he doesn't want to go to school. And you try to ask him about it, and he doesn't want to talk about it. And when I finally get him to tell me, okay, what is it about school specifically that you're having a hard time with? And he'll tell me that it's math. Math is too hard. He can't do math. And he's having a hard time focusing. And we got his report card the other day, and he's not doing terrible. But the teacher had written a few notes on the report card, and they were like, he's having a really hard time staying seated. We have to keep putting him into different chairs.
That makes a difference.
Bouncy chair is too much, and the wobbly stool, he can't focus on that. Right. And he's having a hard, it said he's working on friendships. Yeah. Which I assume means he's kind of batshit crazy and none of the kids want to deal with him. Yeah. And I think that's probably a lot of why he isn't liking the subjects, because he can't concentrate on them enough. And then he thinks they're too hard.
It is really hard. It is hard to focus when you're just...
bouncing off the walls.
Remember, I should have been on not drugs. I should be on,
appropriate medication.
I should have been probably, but it was, it was
a different time.
It was a different time, and everybody just gave everybody Ritalin, and that wasn't really the most nuanced medication. Right. But I probably should have been on something back in. It started really affecting me probably around 5th or 6th grade. Mm-hmm. 7th grade, I was really starting to struggle. I never failed anything, but I remember really struggling, like having trouble. And I'm not. I'm sure he isn't either. I'm like bright, like a bright child, bright person. Kid. Yeah, a real smart kid. But it's just like the teacher would talk and I couldn't. Yeah, I remember just like I could see her talking, and I could hear their words talking, but I couldn't process what was being said. Right. And so I had to learn by the time I went to high school that if I write down or as the teacher's talking, if I'm taking notes, like writing it down, then I'm using 2 different types of things. Mm-hmm. And it actually helps me focus better.
Yeah.
But I had to teach myself how to do that because no one was helping me. Like I was too advanced to be given like help, to be pulled out into the help. Yeah. I wasn't doing well enough to be pulled into like the gifted program. Like I was that people that's
lost in the middle
spot of people that falls into the cracks. Yeah. And that's where I fell. So
yeah. And that's kind of been his, like, he up till now has done really well. And his teachers will say he's a hard worker and he clearly tries.
It's really hard to pay attention.
But he just can't do it. And so we thought, ADHD meds are different than anxiety meds. It's short acting. Right. It's not something he's got to be on forever. It's not something he has to take
It doesn't change your brain chemistry. It's just something that kind of tamps down for a minute.
So we thought, you know what? We'll give it a whirl this weekend to see how it goes and see if it helps with school. Fingers crossed.
At some point in my life,
I don't want him to start hating school. So
no, school's great. At some point in my life, I think I'd like to try them. ADHD medications, but it's
I have some adult friends who are on them who use them. Like I have a friend who's got ADHD, and she takes them. She doesn't take them on the weekends. She mainly just takes them on work days, and
Right, just to stay focused.
Yeah. So
Well, the problem is, the problem I've run into is, I mean, we've talked about this before. I have 2 jobs, plus the podcast, plus I'm in school. I feel like my ADHD is benefiting me being able to keep all these balls in the air, and I don't feel overwhelmed. Most of the time, I don't feel overwhelmed, unless like today, where I had like a freaking flat tire on the way to work. That was a little, it was a little overwhelming. But overall, I'm fine keeping my things in their own little boxes. I do a couple hours of one job before I go into work, and I work my shift at the other job, and then I come home and do a couple more hours, and then I do homework. Like, I'm okay switching gears really fast.
yeah.
And it's probably because I'm not on medication.
Yeah.
Like,
and
it's
I
because
feel
my
like,
brain doesn't function like a normal human.
yeah, I don't know that I have ADHD. Maybe I could be diagnosed with it. I have no idea. But
Yes, diagnose yourself. Go for it.
I get bored easily, and I just start doing something else, and it doesn't really.
You
I mean,
might.
aside from
It's very
tearing
likely.
my marriage apart and making my kids hate me, I don't feel like it's affecting my life at all. So
I did those things too.
I'm totally kidding. Although it does annoy my husband, only because I'm I just, like, I can't ever find my keys. I forget things easily.
I don't
like, I was
forget-
going to do that, but now then I
my
get sidetracked
memory
and-
my memory is good. I don't forget things like that.
Oh, I do. It's not even that I forget them. It's that I need to do this thing, but first I'm going to do this thing. And then once I start doing that thing, then I need to do this other thing that's related to that thing. And then I'm going to do this thing. And then, 17 tasks down the road, I've completely spaced out the one thing I was supposed to do. So, but I'm still alive. So
If you call that living. I'm just kidding.
So do we want to do in our extensive planning meeting today, I mentioned maybe doing a regular segment called Mom Rant,
Sure.
where we just have a fun rant about different aspects of how kids suck in the worst possible ways.
They
We kind
do.
of already ranted about our kids, but if you have anything you want to
I
rant
have
about,
nothing new to add.
Nothing new?
Not really.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just
I
tired.
have a ranty thing. I could
Okay,
rant
you go.
about.
You go. I already ranted about my car, so we're
Ugh,
good.
fucking Nintendo Switch. Do any of your kids have a Nintendo Switch?
Not yet.
God damn it. Like, my kid already had a Nintendo DS with all these tiny little cartridges
we have
that
all
he
those little
loses
cartridges all over the
everywhere.
house.
Can't find them anywhere. They're not in the cases. They're scattered about the house.
Yeah, we have the DS. We have we have an old school Game Boy. Those are fun.
Oh, I heard
we have
those
the
are worth
teeny
money
tiny
now.
little micro Game Boys. We have like 3 of them because my brother
Yeah.
gave one to all of my kids. And then we have a couple Wiis. We have a Wii and then a Wii, the next one with the screen thing.
We had a Wii and then I just got rid of it, but my
Well,
youngest kid
They play
got
things on the little Wii screen thing. What's the screen thing called? I don't know.
I have
You know what I mean.
No idea. Well, the Nintendo Switch
Anyway.
is kind of like the next step
Right,
up from
'cause
it.
it's a
It's
little
basically
screen
a
thing.
tablet. It's like a little
Right.
tablet that's got
Yeah.
controllers and you can hook it up to the regular TV.
Right.
And
Yeah,
it's a
I
whole-
played it and I've seen it. I
Yeah.
don't have one yet because my kids like to eat.
Yeah, mine are fine. They don't need to eat.
Okay.
He got it for Christmas, and
Yeah.
it's like the DS where you can actually buy the game cartridge, but it's nice and handy because they just have an e-store right on the machine where you can go and just download shit. And
Can you block it?
oh yeah, I mean, he can't
Okay,
just
good.
buy stuff without me.
First thing I do.
Like, well, you can't. I don't think you can block this. He can still go on the store, but he can't buy
Right.
anything.
Right. Yeah, because you can have it like
so-
passcoded or something.
Right.
I had to do that to my Alexa too because the kids were adding things to Amazon cart.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, you were not fucking adding things to the cart.
Well, it used to be that to get a new video game, you had to like go physically to the store and get the game.
Right.
And you could put that off into perpetuity because you'd be like, we don't have time to go to the store today. Maybe next time we go. But now it's right in front of you, and it's like, Mom,
they had
Mom,
like entire
Mom,
aisles at Target.
I just want to download this game. Can I just download this one game? I just want to download Mom. And then you get so sick of it that
I'm on
it's
the
like,
Steam store, Mom. I just need your credit card information. Just this one game.
Oh,
Mom.
it's the same thing. Just like Steam. It's like, I just want all my friends are. The other day, my youngest one had figured out how to make a wish list on the Nintendo eStore.
Oh, that's lovely.
So he made himself a wish
show
list.
You his top 5.
Well, he showed me his wish list, and he begged and begged and begged to get one game. And I was like, okay, if you will leave me alone for the day, I will get you it. Like, I have shit to do. If I get you this game, will this keep you busy? Like, will you leave me alone? Let me do my I just want one game. Just you pick one. Here's my wish list. And he runs off to go to the bathroom. So I'm looking at the wish list, and there's one, Lego Worlds was 50% off. So I'm like, oh, good. That's a deal. I know he likes Lego Worlds because I think he has it for his PlayStation or something. So I'm like, so I download that one. It was like $15.
We have a PlayStation 2 somewhere.
Yeah, I downloaded it. It starts downloading. He comes back out of the bathroom and looks at it, and he's like, that's the game you got? And I'm like, you said to pick one. He's like, well, I didn't want that one. Well, then why the fuck was it on your wish list?
Sorry.
And he's like, but I don't want that one. I wanted to I'm like, well, that's the one I downloaded.
Guess which game I purchased.
So he actually, after it downloaded and I spent $15 on it, he deleted it because he didn't want it.
Oh, no.
I almost committed murder, Amy.
I don't blame you. So, my son did. Oh, go ahead. You finish your sentence.
I don't. Why would you put that video game in your wish list if you didn't even want it?
I don't know.
Don't understand.
So
and there's
mine
was
doing the Steam thing. It was around his birthday, and he was on Steam, and he was like, Mom, I really want you to buy it. And it was my weekend. And I was like, okay, I'll come in. I was trying to be cool. And he was like,
cool, Mom.
And he'd like got the dog crap out of the backyard or whatever. So I told him I was going to give him $10, but he wanted his $10 applied to
in Steam credit.
Yep. And he was like, hey, Mom, I found all the same things on this, it's cheaper. It was like this discount website. And he was like, you just enter your credit card information. I was looking at it and it looked shady as fuck.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not entering my credit card information in this, I'll do it in Steam because I have an account in Steam. It's fine. But he was like, no, it's Mom, the scarf that I want is, $1.19 on this website and it's $5 on Steam. I'm like, okay, first of all, you're spending my money on a scarf for a character. That's stupid. We'll talk about money later.
Yeah.
But second of all, I don't know what this website is. It looks really shady. I don't trust it. And he was telling me about how it was so, economically sound to go on this, random. He found the same stuff. It was all the same. It's exactly, just give me his information. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to pay the upcharge. I'm going to pay more for this scarf and this game and this other thing that you were purchasing for your games and your characters. But I'm going to go through the legit website. Yeah. But I know he was trying to save me money and he was trying to be smart and economical. But we had to have a conversation about, the shady sites and identity theft and whatever.
My older one's pretty good about that. He like if I try to download something that's actually legit onto his laptop, he's like, you're giving me viruses. Oh my God. Like, trust me, this is a legit site. It's fine. But yeah, with both the kids, with the older one, it's Steam, and with the younger one, it's his Nintendo Switch, and it's just fucking constant. I just the one thing. I just want the one game. It's just $20. I just want the one game. All my friends are on. I just this one time. I won't ask you for another one for like a month. Yeah, sure you won't. But
yeah. Until
just this one until I'm bored with it in 5 minutes, and then I come and hassle you for another one. And fucking Seriously. Video game makers, I hate you so much. All right, should we do our question?
Sure.
Pick a number.
How high does it go? I forgot.
200.
Let's just do 200.
Ooh, okay. Jumping right. Oh, I lied. It goes to 215. Ooh. But let's just do 217. I can't count. 200 still. This is the perfect question for us, Amy.
Yes,
we finally got a good one. Number 200. In conversations, do you tend to listen or talk more?
Who am I talking to?
I talk more. I'm just putting that out there. I think people know this about me.
I do. I talk more. I try really, really hard to listen, though. I try very, very hard. It depends on if I've had things to drink, though. And it is also who I'm talking to. Because there's some people that I am quiet. Like there's some friendships where I'm the quieter person and I just listen. But there's also friendships where I'm the more outgoing one. So...
See, in all my friendships I've ever had, I'm the loud one that talks all the time. And I've tried over the years so hard to, like, it's one thing I want to do to better myself is to be a better listener. And so I'll actively in a conversation be telling myself, be quiet, just listen. But I have so many good stories and I want to tell all of them.
I know, me too. Well, I get the same way.
Well, and I've been, over the past couple of years, I've been coming more to peace with it. Like, okay, I used to be something I was embarrassed by. Like, I talk all the time.
This is just who you are.
But you know what? Fuck it. It's just me. Everybody knows I talk all the time. Embrace it. I'm not going to, I'm 40. I'm not going to change.
If people actually meet us out in if we do a convention or whatever, and they actually meet us out in the world, I probably won't be talking. I honestly probably won't be talking because I am actually quiet. Like I am legitimately a more quiet and reserved person until I'm comfortable around people. So I probably will not be talking. So
I will talk to anyone at any time about anything. I will tell you my life story 5 minutes after meeting you.
I will be friendly and I'll probably try to diffuse the situation. I'll probably make some like underhanded, like witty remark or like some cutting something, but I'm not going to be chatting people up because I don't like people very much. And
see, that's the weird thing. I hate people, but I love talking to them. It's a weird, juxtaposition. I'm all set with friends. I remember hearing a woman say that when I was years and years ago. She said, I have enough friends and I don't need more. And I remember thinking, man, what a fucking bitch. Like, I'm just trying to be her friend. And now I'm like of an age and I'm set. Like, I'm good. I don't need more friends. Like, I'm good. So I understand now where she was coming from. She is older than me and she was probably just at this stage in her life then because I'm all set. Like, I'm good. I have, people that I care about. I have, loved ones and I'm good. I'm set. Like, I'm like
more.
Everyone's best friend 5 minutes into talking to them.
Don't friend request me. I'm not going to accept it. Like, that's just basically...
I'm not either at this point. I've done a hard cutoff on friend requests, although I already broke my own rule for a new person, but still.
I mean, unless we have like a real connection. Like when we did Atheist Talk, I friended people that were on there because I really liked everybody on there.
Yeah.
But like I'd probably get like probably about 3 or 4 new friend requests and then lots of Instagram friend requests every week. And I'm not going to accept them. I'm just not going to accept them. So...
Well, now that we're out of
Unless you're a Patreon, then I'll accept you.
Yeah, if you're a Patreon, you can be my best friend and come over and we'll have a barbecue and I'll tell you my life story. It'll be great. Oh,
barbecue
speaking
in
of
Minnesota,
Patreon,
please come to Texas for barbecue.
It'll be fine in the summer. Speaking of Patreon, we are going to make a change to our Patreon.
Yes.
I made an executive decision.
She made a unilateral decision.
I
didn't even check with me.
No, I just told her it was happening. We, instead of doing per episode donations, I decided to go with monthly donations because frankly, I decided that like $5 an episode is so much money and I appreciate that much money, but it's just weird to me that more than like 3 people would ever give us that much money.
I don't understand what you're complaining about.
I know.
Giving it to us.
I just, as a person who would never give that much money to any podcast, even my own, I think we should have some more low income options on our Patreon. So what we're going to do is have different levels. I actually sat the other day and wrote them out and decided what they're going to be.
More dessert soups.
No, only 1 dessert soup. That's all you get. So we'll have $1 to $5 a month. We'll have 5 different levels for those, $1, $2, $3, $4, and $5 a month. Then it'll jump to $10 a month. And then it will jump to $20 a month.
Right.
So,
So if you're already at the $5 an episode
then you can switch
level,
to the $20 a month if you want.
$20 a month if you'd like to. Yes.
And that's
'cause it's the
still
same
gonna-
amount.
The $20 a month is still going to be the blueberry soup, blueberry dessert
Because it's
soup.
the best.
$10 is going to be the lobster bisque. $5 is going to be she crab chowder, I decided. So, but I've made funny little witty things for all of them. And I'm trying right now to come up with some more Patreon rewards, things that
Right.
people will get for being a patron.
Well, we're recording a Patreon only episode after this. So tonight we're going to
Yes.
record our first conspiracy theory one.
Yep, conspiracy chowder.
That'll be fun.
So everybody who's a patron will have access to that. But if anybody has any ideas for things that they would like to see as patron rewards, especially at those higher levels, hit us up and let us know because
Right.
I'm running.
We'll
out of
send you all the
ideas.
dick pics you want.
I'll send you all of Amy's dick pics.
Right.
She has all the best ones. So,
Dick Cheney,
yep,
Dick Clark,
all of them. Dick
Dick
Nixon.
Van Dyke,
Mhm.
Dick Nixon.
So we'll send you
Right.
all the dick pics. That's only at the
Wow.
$10 a month level, though. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, we sold our first mug.
Yes.
Someone bought a logo mug. Wendy did. Wendy, you're awesome.
Oh, I love Wendy. And I am almost finished with my foul-mouthed pillow that says "Fresh out of
Yay.
fucks." I'm working on
Right.
it.
Yes, so
So-
our Etsy shop is up and running.
gonna
So if
be
anyone wants to check that out, etsy.com
Foul-mouthed stuff.
/shop/delightful bitchcraft. I'll put a link in the
Delightful
show notes.
Bitchcraft.
It's very, there's only like 3. I added one more thing, so there's 3 things. We're working on it. I just wanted to get it
trying.
up and running. I know
We're
when you go
doing the
look at
best
it,
we
there'll
can.
only be a few things, but you know what? We're fucking busy. We're busy ladies, and
We are.
we can only make so much shit at once. So
Yeah.
anyway, let me
Let me
thank
get
our
through finals
patrons
first
quick.
and spend time with my fucking in-laws
Yeah.
first, and then we'll just, we'll get around to it.
And spend time on those goddamn kids. Always
Oh,
want
yeah,
attention.
those guys.
So thank you to our current patrons, Maddie Rich, By Any Means Podcast, Rebecca, Jerry, Allen, Wendy, who bought a mug, Alice, Nathan, Ashley, Larry, and Carissa, who's still our #1 supporter. So, because she's at the
Hey.
blueberry soup level. So anyway, I'll be sending a message to our patrons, letting them know about those changes. And if you've been reluctant to become a patron because the floor level was basically $4 a month, we will now have a $1 a month starting April 1st. So get it.
Yeah. So just sign up 4 times.
Yeah, exactly. All right. You want to take us
All
out?
right. And that's all we've got for now. Thanks to all our fabulous listeners who put up with us droning on week after week. If you enjoy our delightful bitchcraft, please like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and send us all of your monies on Patreon. You can find those platforms by using the Google machine. It's not hard. This week, your donations will go to getting me a new tire. If you want to tell the world how awful this episode was, join our secret Soup Talk Facebook group. So close. If you want to tell us to fuck off personally, you can send an email to secularsouppodcast@gmail.com. Please rate and review us on iTunes, Facebook, and wherever else you can review things like this. It will help us spread the soup gospel far and wide. And hey, tell your friends. As always, we'll leave you with the vocal stylings of Mr. Eli Bosnick.
Secular soup creed. Soup is the ultimate virtue. It's delicious, nutritious, patriarchy smashing, racism fighting, warm and fuzzy, human affirming, fun having, anti-theist, glitter throwing, tummy satisfying, pair of new shoes fulfilling, diversity seeking, happiness. Minestrone, beef and barley, chicken broth and split pea, gazpacho, tomato, clam chowder and potato, chicken noodle, beef noodle, egg drop and ramen cup, miso, gumbo, leek and pho. Grab a bowl and taste the magic. Slurp even this.